Welcome back to another short episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and I just wanted to offer you some highlights from last night in case you missed it. If you would be so kind as to go to last night's case awareness stream, it was a 2-hour stream with some fantastic guests, which I'll show you now. If you could go there and hit the like button, it really helps to boost it into the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. And the reason we want to do that is to get maximum awareness for the cases that we discussed, which of course it includes Gabby Petito and the Gabby Petito Foundation, but we want to shine a lot of light on Jelani Day's case, Daniel Robinson's case, and Kylan and Crystal's case as well. So if you could go and do that, that would be amazing. And if you could like this video as well, that would be amazing. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell. You can get all things Grizzly Books True Crime. Remember to set reminders so that you know when things are happening. So let me just show you last night. Let me just quickly introduce you to who I had last night so you can go check out their work as well. They've also extensively covered the Gabby Petito case, Kylan and Crystal's case, and they were here to discuss these 4 cases and help in raising awareness to support, the ways that we can help out, which would be either to sign petitions, which is 100% free. You just enter your name, your surname, and your email address, and then click the link in your email to finalize your signature. That is for Jelani Day's case and Daniel Robinson's. And then there were also, there's of course donations that were made to the Gabby Petito Foundation. You guys bought some merch, so that was amazing. To also, all the merch proceeds are going to the Gabby Petito Foundation from this channel. And you also helped out with Daniel Robinson's and Kylan and Crystal's. It's actually Kylan Schulter's GoFundMe, because it's Sean Paul Schulter that really needs the help to continue to search for answers in the murder of his daughter and, of course, his daughter-in-law. So the GoFundMes were for Daniel, Jelani, and Kylan. And then there's the Gabby Petito Foundation. If you support that foundation, you are also supporting in the search for other missing people. That is what they strive to do. So thank you to everyone who was able to either do the free method of support. There's a few things you could do. You could either like the video, right, and help boost the awareness into the algorithm, or you could go or do the free thing of signing those petitions, especially for Jelani Day and Daniel Robinson. Or if you wanted to donate anything, because it was an awareness stream more than a fundraiser stream, I was just directing you to all the appropriate links. Then what you could do is, of course, go and donate to the GoFundMes or to the Gabby Petito Foundation. So thank you so much. We had Perry Freeman, Cop Fax. It's FAXX. He is a retired undercover homicide detective, and he has his own YouTube channel. So Grizzlies, if you could go there and carve it up, hit the subscribe on Copfax's channel. Show him your support as well. He's covered very interesting cases, including John Benet Ramsey. He's got a lot of knowledge on that case. And he also covered the Gabby Petito case, Kylan Schulter, and a lot of other cases. So go check out his channel. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, I'm here from the Grizzlies, something like that, just to also boost, the algorithm by leaving comments. That would be amazing. I would really appreciate that. And then we had retired Sergeant Bill Cannon and retired homicide detective, both from NYPD, Phil Grimaldi, in the house. They are quite regular on the show as well. I hope to have all these guests as regulars on the show. I love having them on the show. I'm always so honored to have them. But they also weighed in. They were only able to stay for 15 minutes because they had another show to do, Police Off the Cuff. So if you're not subscribed there yet, please go there as well. They do some amazing work. They have amazing guests on their show. It's always very interesting to watch. So let's just see here, and then I'll introduce you to the other 2 guests I had. Thank you, everyone. So tonight is more of an awareness stream for fundraising for the Gabby Petito Foundation. Please help find Daniel Robinson, Jelani Day, as well as Kylan Schulter and Crystal Turner. Hello, thank you to everyone who's already signed the petition. Okay, so seeing as Bill and Phil can only be here for 15 minutes, do you have any comments about the Gabby Petito case or why people should donate to the foundation?
You want to go ahead?
Bill, you're up.
All right. Well, look, this case was tragic in so many different ways. The family of Gabby Petito was devastated by this. And as much as the Laundrie family became villains in this, I'm sure they're not happy campers to this day either. But, I think it's important to keep Gabby Petito's memory alive and maybe shed some light on domestic violence. And
well said. Absolutely. Yes.
Maybe that's what some of this money that's donated to the foundation can do.
Yes, exactly. And from Phil?
Well, first, I just want to say today's Halloween, and that's why I'm not in my usual location. I got my police off the cuff mug right here, and
All
I'm having a
right.
little afternoon tea with Philly G, so to speak. I'm a little jealous of Bill's morning show, so we put this together kind of quick. But getting back to the foundation, I think it's going to be a great foundation. Obviously, Bill hit the points of domestic violence. She was obviously a victim of domestic violence, and I think everyone across our country and really across the world fell in love with Gabby Petito based on those videos that we saw. And there was something that came out of your mouth, Gisela, that I thought that was very, very important. And I pointed it out several times already. I'm going to point it out again, that had someone maybe asked her if she felt safe at that moment when she was interacting with the Moab Police Department, maybe there could have been a different result of that day. I don't know if that would have prevented her untimely demise. However, I think that was a great point that you brought up, Gisela. And if anything that this foundation can do, it could put a spotlight on things of that nature where a person is maybe asked, do you feel safe? Are you okay?
Right? That would help so much. It's like a lifeline question for me. There were situations I was in where either someone was going to harm me or had already, and I was like stuck walking around with them or whatever. You feel so traumatized and so crippled, and you can't really speak out or get help, even though you're making shifty eyes at people in a public setting. So if anyone asked me, "Are you okay? Like, do you feel safe right now? Or are you scared?" That would have been a lifeline question for me. If someone said, "Are you scared right now?" I'd be like, "I'm so scared right now." So that was just a suggestion I had based on looking at the Moab body cam footage of just, maybe it could be a question that could be posed in any cases being dealt with of just, are you scared right now? Like, do you feel safe? Like, are you okay? Just an added question. So we had Bill and Phil weigh in, and then we had Lieutenant Peter Pranzo on the show as well. So Lieutenant Peter Pranzo is the author of Harlem Raiders. He is a retired lieutenant with the NYPD. His story is amazing. If you haven't yet checked out Harlem Raiders, the book, which really should become a movie, go check it out. The links are in the description box below. And of course, we had Perry Freeman, Lieutenant Peter Pranzo, and then we had Daniel Robinson's father join us as well. Thank you so much, Lieutenant Peter Pranzo and retired homicide detective Perry Freeman. If you haven't yet subscribed to Cop Facts, when people say, See, go subscribe to Cop Facts. I'll say it again. So if I just fast forward here to where we were, here we go. So we had Daniel Robinson's dad on the show. It was so nice to see that he was so supported and backed up by former NYPD detectives and also by Perry Freeman, who was in Colorado, I believe, as a detective as well. So that was wonderful. Thank you so much to you for your support, to all the guests on the show. Right, so Grizzlies, everyone, you've already been to the site, most of you, but please go there if you haven't yet. There's 88,232,000 signatures out of 150,000, right? So we want to get it to 150,000. So if you could go there and sign the petition, it's quick. So well done, Grizzlies, also for carving it up over there and signing. I know a lot of you went over there because you emailed me, told me, commented and everything. Thank you so much. So it did get to 75,000, and now we're trying to get it to 150,000 signatures. But it's in a wooded area, and his clothing was nearby, and then later his body was found. It's actually, I mean, your son could obviously still be alive. We hope to find him alive, right? That would be amazing.
Yes.
But what strange cases, and raising awareness, and anyone, if you see anything, if you know anything, please contact either the authorities or the private investigators listed on the websites. Daniel Robinson's whole story and the whole case is covered on the site that I showed you there. Please help find Daniel.com. Thank you to the mods for being here and sharing those links as well. I'm putting them on the bottom of the screen so you guys can see it, and the mods are sharing it. So if you could go there now, sign the petition, donate to, right? So you could see we're just raising awareness. I'm trying to show you all the highlights, right? Colorado Springs. I just had to double check it. I know it was Colorado, but I also remember the word Springs. Colorado Springs is where Perry Freeman was an undercover homicide detective. So we talked a lot about, of course, Daniel Robinson's case. This is Daniel Robinson's father. It is heartbreaking, to think of this case and to think that he's out there every day looking for his son, and every Saturday with volunteers looking for his son in a grid search of 11 miles. So he spoke a lot about the case. I'm so honored to have him on the show, and for him to be able to have that courage and strength to tell his story and to ask for help in searching for his son. And I really hope that you will show him some support, whether it is signing the petition or helping with the GoFundMe, because he's literally living in a hotel full time in Arizona, because he had to uproot his life, move there, and is boots on the ground searching for his son with volunteers every single Saturday.
Missing. My son and I, we talk at least about 3 or 4 times a week. And every time we talk for 2 hours. You know, we always have something to talk about, you know. And that's a big part that's missing in my life right now. And it's very painful when I have to sit there and think about that, you know, come to the reality. My son is actually missing, you know. And but to hear nice things from people that sometimes make it a whole lot easier, and I appreciate that.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to look as well. Your number is on the site, right? So I did share David Robinson's number in the show, so go and check it out so that you can go and send him a nice message. He said he really appreciates it when people send him a friendly text, a nice message to just encourage him in this very, very difficult time. So yeah, for the rest of the show, it was myself, David Robinson, Perry Freeman, and Lieutenant Peter Pranzo, and I was so grateful to have them on the show. I would love it if you guys could show them some support as well, just for supporting what I was trying to do. You know, it's just raise awareness on these cases. So if you could support them as well, that would be really, really great. And then we went just over 2 hours. Let's see, it was 2 hours and 10 minutes overtime every time.
I'm thinking the same thing that Perry had said. Just that's a crime, you know, involved there.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what happens is that, and Perry can adjust to it, is that law enforcement, especially today with social media, they have been keeping everything really close to the vest, and they let very little out, because once you say one word, it goes right around. It goes around the world. So whenever somebody speaks, you know, so years ago you could talk to the family because it's going to stay within the family. Today it's not. You know, it's you. If law enforcement says something to David, well, we have something, but I want to keep it close. I'm going to confide in you. Well, David could go home and click a couple of keys, talk to somebody, and it's worldwide. You know, it could slip out there, and they sort of lost their power in the case and the involvement. So I think that today it's even their answer is just don't talk to anybody.
Right. So there's some power in social media, of course, in raising awareness. But then, as Lieutenant Peter Pranzo says, sometimes they can make the law enforcement and, of course, the FBI and everything like kind of clam up, because they're like, oh, I don't want to release that because that's just going to go like wildfire, right? So I'm sure there's a lot in all these cases that we don't know, as obviously the public and social media. But it is good to keep the pressure on, to keep the squeaky wheel, as they say, keep the squeaky wheel squeaking. So, yes, thank you again so much to the guests for joining me.
Lieutenant, you and I, Lieutenant, will be talking again.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Barry. It's been a pleasure. And David as well.
They were just saying goodbye to each other, and it was just so nice. The time just flew. You know how time flies when you're actually having fun, right? But also living with purpose and fulfillment. It was so nice to have them on the show. I was so honored to have these guests to say yes on a Sunday night. Well, it was Sunday for them, 5 p.m. For David Robinson, it was Sunday at 3 p.m. I really appreciate that they took the time out of their day to be on the show, and I hope you guys will go and show them some support and will go and like the video that they featured in. That would be amazing if you could share that, like it, comment on it, anything like that, to keep raising the awareness, to squeak it up, to keep that squeaky wheel going. That would be so amazing. I appreciate you. So one more time, to go and check out, obviously, Bill and Phil on Police Off the Cuff. You can go subscribe there. And to go and help Daniel with pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, help David Robinson out. And then we've got Lieutenant Peter Pranzo, who wrote the book Harlem Raiders. Go check that out. Order it for yourself. I've got myself a copy. It's literally sitting right there on my armchair. I'm reading it slowly but surely, carving it up. It's such a good story, though. Oh, my word. If you haven't seen the interview I did with Lieutenant Peter Pranzo, you can check that out on my channel as well on the playlist Guests on the Show. And then we've got Cop Facts, Perry Freeman. I mean, if you could go subscribe there, that would be amazing. Show some Grizzly support. Let's get Perry Freeman to 10K. Let's do it now. I mean, there's 32,000 of you here. I'm sure that 2,500 of you will love his content. So go check it out. I'm binge watching a lot of his content now since discovering it about, 6 weeks ago, a month ago, something like that. It's amazing. He does such deep dives. I love the way he thinks. You know, you guys like how I think out loud with you sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, what? Like, it's the same sort of style where it's like really thinking out loud, except that he is a retired undercover homicide detective with years of experience and acquaintances like Joe Kenda. He's actually producing his own movie at the moment. Go check that out as well. It's called 1111. We discussed that on the show, guests on the show playlist. So go check out his book as well. He's written books. He's got a screenplay. He's got movies in the making and all sorts of exciting projects happening. So if you could be so kind as to subscribe to Cop Facts, Police Off the Cuff, to go and sign the petition for Jelani Day, for Daniel Robinson, and to help out in any way you can, that would be amazing for Gabby Petito and Kylan and Crystal. And yes, check out Peter Pranzo's book as well. Thank you so much for joining me for this little highlights reel. I have absolutely no skill in editing videos yet. I'm going to say yet because maybe I can learn. I'm just one of those that likes efficiency, you know, efficiency and record. So this is the way I show highlights, is just showing videos like this. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that those of you who weren't able to make it will check out the replay. Thank you to all my replay watchers. And for those of you who were carving it up Halloween style, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you had a good Halloween, and I wish you nothing but the best for the month of November. Here we are now, November, right? So I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I look forward to this week's content. See you soon.